Greetings. Thanks for watching my video. This is a video on how to adjust or fix your gears properly on a 3-speed bike, an old Raleigh Sturmy Archer 3-speed bike. Sometimes they're on Schwinn's as well. So most of these bikes were made back in the day in the 70s. I know there still are some internal geared bikes, but a lot of these were made back in the 70s in the bike boom era. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of these, and sometimes people just don't understand or appreciate them. I can tell you, don't underestimate an old Raleigh 3-speed bike, because if you do, you're going to regret it. They're great bikes. They might be heavy. You know, they don't have all the suspension and the doodads of the newer bikes now, but I can tell you this much: these bikes last a long, long time. They're bomb-proof. This particular bike was made in 1979 on these Sturmy Archer hubs. There's a date on there. So that one's stamped 79. So more than likely, if I was a betting man, this bike here is from 1979. The subject is a Raleigh 3-speed Sports. It's a great bike. Like I said, people underestimate them, and it's a shame because they last a hell of a long time. Like, this bike is 40 plus years old. 40 years. You get a bike at like a Walmart or something like that, that damn thing probably won't last a year or two. So it's pretty impressive. I got this particular Raleigh Sports from a guy. Well, I bought another bike. This bike came with it, so it was like a package deal. I really didn't have any interest in it at first. I was just going to give it away, but I guess I never came across one of these Sturmy Archer 3-speed bikes before, and I took it for a ride, and I just really enjoyed it. The one thing I can tell you is, like I said, they're fun to ride and everything, and they're bomb-proof. They are heavy, but they are super quiet. They're easy to get in gear as well. Like, most people recognize bikes as having a freewheel with the gears on the outside, or a cassette, and then you got the derailleur, and then the derailleur shifts between the different cogs. On this particular bike, the Sturmy Archer 3-speed, your gears are inside the hub here, and then you also, so to get into gear, you pull this clutch mechanism, and that'll get you into the 3 different gears that are inside there. By doing that, it is super quiet. There's no grinding. It's just boom, you're in gear. It's all controlled by this little lever here, the shifter lever. Mine is a little beat up. Came with the bike. I've been meaning to get a new one, but it works. So, like I said, it's not a collector bike. It's not worth a lot of money. You know, I think I'd be lucky to get $50 for it, and that just goes to show, you know, not to underestimate these bikes again, because they're cheap. You can you'll see them at garage sales, Craigslist, wherever, and sometimes you can get them as low as $25, sometimes 50, sometimes 100. You know, I do see them go for some of the night. There's nicer versions, obviously, but most of them you can get for about $100 or less, if you look. This one, when I got it, it was in rough shape. It didn't have any. The tires were shot and everything like that. So what I ended up doing was the rims. It came with these old steel rims, heavy as hell. So, and they were all rusted through. So what I did was I took the hubs off the old rims. So I took these old Raleigh hubs, And then I bought some new rims. I think these are Sun rims, CR18. And I bought some spokes. And I laced up my first set of wheels. And then I also bought some new tires for them as well. So I put a decent amount of money into it. Probably more money than what the bike is worth. But I don't know, I've put hundreds of miles on it. I enjoy riding it, so why not? Like I said, I must have done a good job with lacing up the wheels, because it doesn't really go crooked on me. They've stayed fairly straight. So I don't know if it's because the rims are really good, or if I laced them up perfectly. I don't know. A little bit of both, I'm guessing. But yeah, they're pretty straight. One thing, if you don't know anything about Sturmey Archer 3-speed hubs, do know that there is an oil port here. Every once in a while, it would be wise to pop that open and squirt a little oil in there. You don't want anything too heavy. I use like a 3-in-1 oil. Some people say you're not supposed to use 3-in-1 oil. That's what I use, and I've never had any issues. You don't have to squirt a lot in there, just a few drops, and it's just every once in a while. Don't use motor oil. You don't want to use anything thick. So I don't know what else to tell you. It's a pretty bike. It doesn't need a cleaning. I think I'll do that this summer. It came with a Brooks mattress saddle here. And then I also have like a old Brooks leather saddlebag, which is kind of cool. So I'm thinking I'll put that on there someday as well. And then, you got the gooseneck crank. It's got cotter pins. Just all the little details you see on these old bikes. The R-nuts, you don't see these on these new crappy Walmart specials, Another cool little R-nut there, with a reflector in the back. It's a pretty sweet looking bike. I recommend you get one. So anyways, back to business. If you were to buy one of these bikes from a garage sale and you're like, I'm gonna listen to Mike, I'm gonna take his word on it and get one of these bikes. Says they're pretty fun. Probably gonna have to tune it up. So the easiest way to fix or to get these gears working on these 3-speed Sturmey Archer hubs, I'm gonna unhook this just to demonstrate. The easiest way to do it is to put it in second gear. This little indicator pin, pop the clutch, you gotta crank it a little bit. So you'll see that little indicator pin. There it is, there it goes. There it is, there it goes. There it is, there it goes. So when that little indicator pin is barely showing right there, that's where you want to set it. That's second gear. If you get it hooked up to second gear, you're golden. It'll work like a charm. So what you want to do is come up to your shifter. It's an old shifter. Boy, that's ugly. I gotta fix that one of these days. That's second, third. So right now I got in second, right? So that's first, second. So first thing you want to do is just get just get it threaded on the indicator here. So you got your barrel. Start threading that on the pin there. And another thing is, I want to make sure you got that little jockey wheel there. I want to make sure your cable runs underneath that. Alright, so I got the barrel threaded there. And then you're just going to tighten it until that little indicator pin starts showing itself. There it is. Alright, so you can see it right there, it just showed itself. I'm just going to back it up just a smidge. Just so it's barely showing itself, so just like that. And just take your locking nut, tighten her up. She's ready to roll. Let's see how it works. Well, actually, I'll show you here. So right now, we got her in second gear. So when I put the shifter in the third, you'll see the indicator pop out. So that's third. And so you want to go back to second. There she goes. Now let's say you want to go in the first. Oh yeah. Working like a charm. You want to go in the second again. Oh, here comes a big hill. Better put it in the first. Or third, I mean. Oh. Good to go. Just like that easy. So that's that. That's my video on how to get your gears working on an old Sturmey Archer 3-speed bike. So now you can go out to that garage sale and go buy yourself one. Let me know how it goes for you. Thanks for watching.